thing about selling real estate and everything I need to know, I was gonna literally learn it in real estate school. Raise your hand if that was you, or put it in the chat like me. Yeah. Well, we all did.
But we didn't learn. It's amazing.
And in actuality, we didn't learn any of that, right? We
Correct.
learned how many square feet are in an acre. I've been in this business for over a decade and I still don't know the answer to that. I think I might have failed it on my test. We did
It's okay.
not learn how to really service our clients. We did not learn how to really work the business because in real estate, it is a business and our product is homes. Our product is our service. So, the things that you wanted to learn in real estate school, we're actually learning them tonight and in the next 5 weeks. So just stay tuned, stay present and raise your hand and play full out.
Am I reading homework?
You're frozen.
Horse farm.
You're gone.
Yeah,
Confirming
the
she's
audio is
frozen
also
for
in
others
and
too.
Shawana, we have lost you a few times.
Yeah,
Shawana.
you were frozen
Ah, man, that's
for like
not
30
good.
seconds.
It was 20 seconds.
Yeah, it was a long. That was a long break. You're frozen again.
Okay, I just switched over to my other network. Hopefully this works. Okay. I'm just going to repeat what I just said then. Is that fair? Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, thank you. Let me know. Like, I'm gonna put my number in the chat, and you guys can let me know if I freeze again. All right. So everything you wanted to learn in real estate school, you will be learning it in the next 5 weeks because we have a product to sell and we have a service to sell, and we learn how, and we run a business, and we learn how to do that through the next 5 weeks of Ignite. Okay. So play full out. Make sure you ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Show up and don't miss more than two because you do want to graduate. You really and truly want to graduate. Oh my God, now it's in my volume is in and out. Okay. Okay. You guys keep chatting me and let me know. Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. All right. Keep going. All right. Any questions for tonight? Perfect. Thank you. And there's my cell phone number, just in case. Any questions for tonight? Loud and clear. All right. Don't be afraid. You can ask questions. I have one rule in all my classes. Don't sugarcoat it, dip it in chocolate, or put sprinkles on it.
Any breaks during
Yes,
the
we
two
will.
hours?
Yes, we will actually have, I'll give you the lineup in just a second. Yes, we're going to have a break. In our break, we're going to have an activity in the break as well. I see a hand up. Is Peggy, you got a question? No? Okay. Um, are you going to share the slides with us? Absolutely. At the very beginning, I asked for a little patience and grace because I have a new computer and I'm learning how to use it, just like I was learning how to sell real estate as a brand new agent. So this is going to be fun.
How's the
Yeah.
baby doing?
The baby is awesome. She's 13 weeks and just as plump as she can be and keeping me
Oh,
on my toes.
it's adorable.
Yes. I think they do share the recordings, Emma. Good questions. Can we ask questions at any time? Absolutely. Come off mute or raise your hand. This is interactive. The more you ask questions, the more you play, the more you learn. Okay. All right.
So
So,
I did not know this was 3 nights a week for 5 weeks, and I'm going to Florida and I'm not giving that up. So should I go into another Ignite or
I
can I
wouldn't give
use
it
the
up either.
recordings?
Um, so with that being said, I would attend as many as you can and learn because you're going to hear something different. And when it circles back around, do it again. Here's a cool thing. Gary Keller said you should take a class, each class 10 times. And there is a saying, no man crosses the same river twice, for it is not the same current, it is not the same man. Every time you close a transaction, you learn something different. I may say exactly what the next instructor say, but it hits home with you because the way the next instructor says it. Okay?
How are you?
So just keep saying it. All right, don't forget you guys mute yourselves. Perfect. Any other questions? I think Emma was the last question. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to get these slides and share my screen. Y'all ready? It's gonna be fun. Tonight is the first night, and you get me. Oh, feel bad for y'all. Okay, let's see. All right, that's a normal screen.
I keep kicking myself out, so don't feel bad for you. I feel bad for me.
Hey, we're gonna learn this together. We're gonna do it together. All right, slideshow. Nope, hold on. I gotta share screen first. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Zoom, open, share. There we go. Oh, look at you. I think I got it. Did I do it? Did I do it? Give me a thumbs up or a head nod or something. Yes. All right, I did it. So, path to production, connect with your market. Your market is so, so important. So, for tonight, we are going to actually go through how to connect with your market and understanding there's more than one way to connect with your market. Okay. So, everybody, let's see. All right. Sorry, I keep getting people to admit in the chat. All right, perfect. All right, got it. All right, let's go. We'll go over different factors to research and consider to be prepared before meeting with your client. You do not want to go to the appointment and that be the first time that you actually look at the data, right? Like, oh my gosh, so embarrassing. That would be like me not knowing what I'm doing tonight, minus the new computer thing. Like this is new. Other than that, path to production, connecting with your market. What if you showed up to your appointment and just opened the door and sat on their sofa? Is that connecting with your market? Is that connecting with your person? Absolutely not. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about that. All right. Any questions so far? We're good? Okay, let's see. How can I? TCPA, please do not call anybody that is on the do not call list. Don't text them, don't call them, don't email them. Like just don't call nobody you ain't supposed to call. Okay? Perfect. Thank you. That's my best way of saying it. I am from Mobile, Alabama, so if my southern twang comes out, I apologize. All right. Is there a workbook for Ignite and where can I get it? You should have your student manual. Yes, we are section 3. That's where we're starting. Okay. Know your market. Today's agenda. Hold on. Here's the truth. Let me move this out the way. This is a lot on my screen at one time. Here's the truth. If it has been done in another market, it can be done in your market. Once it's been done, no matter where, it's just a matter of finding out how that can be possible in your world. When you read that quote and hear me read it to you, what does that say to you? You can come off mute or drop it in the chat.
Basically, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Success breeds success.
You got it.
Don't be afraid to try something new, even if it's old.
Even if it's old. No excuses. Anything is possible. You are exactly right. This quote helps us understand that applying the right systems and models to your market can help you achieve the success that those have achieved before you, right? Like it can be done. You just got to go do it. I love when people say, "Oh, that's not my market." Like I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama, and things that go down in Mobile, Alabama is not the same things that go down in Chicago. But I know one thing's for certain, people have roofs over their head. How we get that done may be just a tad bit different, but there is a process called buying and selling. It's gonna be done, right? All right. So, what does connecting to your market mean to you? What does that mean to you? I may be able to mute that
Can you
person.
hear me?
Yes.
Just knowing your market, what's happening in the market that you service.
Knowing the market that you service. Is that what you said? Is that Leah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yes. Anybody else? Thank you. Get to know the people. Yes, you can mute yourselves. Networking. Yes. Do your research. Yes. Being involved with your community and how it is evolving. Yes. Those are all great things. Connecting to the market, understanding, learning about the schools. Yes. Learning, being the local expert. Yes. Okay. So real estate is done everywhere. However, what you see on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, EFG, all of those stations, that's at a macro level. Real estate is done on a micro level. Okay. Townships, rules, regulations, certifications of occupancy. Absolutely. What's going on in my subdivision is going to be completely different than what's going on two subdivisions down the street from me, right? So when you think about it, what's going on in the city of Chicago is going to be completely different than what's going on in the suburbs of Chicago. Would you agree? Right? I see a lot of heads nodding. Yes. So knowing your market is very, very important. You may know the market of knowing the market of up here we have multi-units. I'm pretty sure they have multi-units everywhere. Our multi-units in this city are different than the multi-units in the suburbs, right? You have to know your market, all right? Don't do yourself a disservice or your clients a disservice by not knowing the market. All right.
Party.
Yes, I heard a voice.
Before we continue, I ended up joining a little bit late. I was having some computer trouble. What part of the syllabus is this on?
We are on session 3, connecting with your market.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good question. All right. Any other questions? Thanks, Mary Lou, for putting it in the chat. Thank you very much. There are 3 types of real estate markets, right? We already talked about that. There's the buyer's market, the balance market, and the seller's market. This is like one of my favorite parts to talk about. Different markets are going to require different parts of you, okay? I'm supposed to say the script. I'm not saying the script. I'm going to practice what I preach and tell you how it is in the streets of real estate, okay? So in a buyer's market, this is a little bit different than the Chicagoland area because we just do it a little bit different. A buyer's market. On this, it says it's more than 7 months of inventory. So that means month supply of inventory. I will slow down to say this. That means if no new homes came on the market, it would take us 7 months to exhaust all the inventory. Okay? That's a buyer's market. A balanced market is 5 to 7. And in the seller's markets, it is less than 5 months of inventory. Depending on where you are, during COVID, we were in an extreme seller's market across the nation. I mean, across the nation. Like properties came on the market, they were gone in 33 seconds. The coast, the panhandle, they have different markets than what we have right now in the Mid-American region, especially in the Chicagoland area as a hub, right? So for us, a buyer's market is anywhere from 5 months and above, for us. This is very important when you're going to the table with a seller, you're going to the table with a buyer. You need to know what kind of market you're walking into. So I'll give you some examples. When we're in a buyer's market or a balanced market, if you're on the buy side, you may actually be able to go take a second showing. Okay. Maybe even a third. Don't let them bring their dad and their Uncle Bob and Uncle Joe and cousin and all of them to the showing because that might kill the potential of getting that house under contract. Don't do that. However, that is a balanced and a buyer's market. So they have time to think about it. A seller's market, it may actually be gone in 33 seconds or maybe 2 to 3 weeks. So if someone's going to a second showing right now. I'd be curious to see what your month supply of inventory is. What do I mean? Don't let them. Sometimes when the buyer, the person that's on the pre-approval, brings other people to their showing, it could, or inspection, it could really hurt the experience because they are analyzing it as if they are going to live in it and not the person that's actually going to live in it. There's one thing to have a guide, but there's another thing to have a know-it-all. Because in my experience, I've had parents who haven't bought a house in 20 plus years come to a um, a showing, and the person really, really likes the home, can see themselves raising their kids there, blah, blah, blah.
Out of it.
Yep, and talk them right out of it. Am I the only one that's happened to? No. Okay. Rudolph, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I'm actually the one who asked the question. So I guess the angle I was coming from with that question is, are we able to, I guess, tell them, you know, who or how many people to bring to showings? I didn't know legally that that was something that was within our purview.
Without me getting in trouble, okay. I don't want to get in trouble. You, I like the buyer who actually is going to live in the home, be the one to look at it first without having
Mhm.
distractions. And then if mom or
That's
dad
my
or cousin, Uncle Joe or whoever wants to come through, I still I will say yes, but I caution them and guide them in the conversation. This is your home. You pay the mortgage. Not unless they're paying it. I mean, it's your house. You're the one that's going to be living there, right? And I always say, when's the last time, out of curiosity, when's the last time they bought a house? Because the market has changed. Like what we was doing in 2020 is not what I was doing in 2017. So I kind of, give them a little context to help the buyer understand, like, hey, you can listen to them because they're going to guide you, but they're not always the smartest person that study the market every day like I do. I'm the professional. Does that answer your question, Rudolph? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Make it a one-on-one situation. Keep the extra voices out of the picture. Yes. God, it drives me nuts. Okay. Inventory is the number of properties for sale within a market. All right, I'm gonna put your hand down. There we go. Perfect. What is inventory in your market? Someone just said 3.3 to 3.4. Yes, you should know the inventory in your market. In the city that I live in, I know the month supply of inventory in my market. I know how many homes are for sale in my market, right? What is the average number of days a home stays on the market? You should know that. If you have a tool called InfoSpark, it's amazing. I use that. What is the typical price a home in your market sells for? So in my market, we have single families and we have townhomes in my community, in my town. I know if we're in Old Romeoville, yes, it should be on Bright MLS. It's a tool. In Old Romeoville, where there's the one-story homes. New Romeoville, we have two-story homes. We have duplexes and townhomes, right? I know exactly what subdivision is what, how many bedrooms they go up to, etc. I know the market. If I were you as a newer agent, I would definitely, if you live in a subdivision, I would learn that subdivision. I would look at the map. I would look at the plots. I would master everything about your subdivision. How many different models of the houses are in your subdivision, when it was built. Challenge yourself. If you were to go to a listing appointment tomorrow and that person wanted to know, or if you were going to work with a buyer tomorrow and they wanted to be in that subdivision, you should be able to tell them everything about that subdivision. Okay. Based on the inventory, what type of real estate market are you in? You should know. A shift occurs when the market moves from one market to another. So we just had a major shift from 2019 to 2020, right? We went from, in the Chicagoland area, we went from a pretty balanced market to an extreme seller's market almost overnight. So then that would be what we would call a shift. James Shaw has an amazing group called Shift Pivot Page. Yes. As someone who isn't licensed yet, how could I inquire that information since I don't? Yeah, you have to be licensed to get the MLS. Once you graduate, you'll have it. What do you think also causes a shift in the market?
Unemployment.
Unemployment, absolutely. What else?
Disaster.
What part? Interest rates? Yes. Economy, inflation,
Election year.
election year, global strife, companies moving in and out of areas. Yes.
Natural
Political
disasters.
situations.
Development. Okay. What situations?
Natural
Political.
disasters.
Natural disasters.
Families changing. That changes the demographic.
Yeah.
Violence in the community, it goes down. The community morale goes down. Education definitely shifts how well a community is doing.
Yeah.
Simple
Large.
supply and demand.
Yeah, that's what I was
Absolutely.
gonna say. The
Yeah.
tariffs, because you can't get the building materials in and things of that nature.
Everything affects a shift, creates a shift, right? You guys are definitely spot on. 2019, at the end of 2019, we started to feel a slowdown, it a little bit different than our traditional slowdown for seasonality here in the Chicagoland area. And that was because COVID was coming up, right? And then March 13th, 2020, I closed our market center because we had to. We were in Chicago, we were deemed essential. That was a major shift in our business. Would you agree? Like large insurance spikes in Florida? Yes, average months of inventory in Florida. One of my friends that I met with last week for lunch was telling me, yeah, it's like 7, 8 months. I'm like, whoa. Properties are sitting for like 200 days. That's insane to me.
How
Community
did
coverage.
did your friend say why?
That's just the market that's down there. Like that's normal right now because they've gone out of an extreme seller's market into a buyer's market. And yes, somebody put the insurance spikes. The what's the insurance that you have to have? Flood insurance and stuff? Or
Hmm.
yeah, that has
Only in
increased.
certain areas, but
Yeah, that's increased significantly. Um, so people are
after
in between
Sandy,
that and the HOA, they're not as it's not as affordable as it used to be.
yes. Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
Mid-Atlantic, is that New Jersey or is that another state or Mid-Atlantic MLS? Bright
Bright.
MLS is for the
Yeah.
Mid-Atlantic. That's what it says online. I'm looking at it now because I'm a part of the Hudson County MLS and the Garden State MLS, both actually. So how would I obtain these slides just so I can study them and kind of work on these things?
So I can go to tools or in ours it's tools.
Okay, cool. It's
And
in
then
every
you just look,
MLS.
yeah, yeah. And then you look for info sparks.
I love it. Okay, thank you so much.
You are welcome. Yeah, that's my best friend. Okay, good questions. All right, let's keep going. Interest rates and lender regulations. Make contacts with lenders in your area so you can stay up to date on your market, answer questions that your clients may have. As a new agent, I'm gonna go off script a little bit really quick for you guys. Let me just give you some advice. I learned this the hard way. Lenders come a dime a dozen. Okay? There's a bunch of them out there. Go and interview them before you do business with them. Clay Thompson, are you the football player?
Basketball player.
Right,
Basketball? Yeah.
basketball.
Sorry, we was talking about the Steelers and what's his name earlier. Like, are you that person?
That was cute. The basketball.
Yeah. First of all, my dad's name is Clay, so I love that name. Anyways, all right. I digress. Sorry. See what happens? I'm all over the place. Going back to the lenders. As a newer agent or um even being in this business for a while now, I have done this recently. You want to interview your lender partners before you do transact business with them. You want to ask them a series of questions like, out of curiosity, how do you help agents grow their business? Do you have a coach? You want to understand what's important to them. What are your office hours? And if they say 24/7, I don't want to be in business with them because anybody that's up 24/7, like the 7-Eleven, we are not in alignment. You need to rest. Interviewing lenders is a new concept. Yeah. So you want to make sure you understand what's important. Like, hey, how can you educate me on the market where I can transcribe it to my clients? It's their job to do that as well, but I want to be an educated resource as well to my clients. So how can my lender partner drop gems in my bucket so I can actually solidify a relationship and pass that information on? Okay. All right. Any questions about that? Yeah, that's a foreign concept. I've been in this business for a while and I still do. I literally just did that because I lost a lender partner. So I had to re-evaluate and go interview some people. Do they usually push back? I don't care. If they push back, they're not my people. Why should I give you business if you push back? You should want me to know your products. You should want me to know something about the business because that means I'm hungry, number one. And number two, I want to be educated so I don't make both of us look like asses. Sorry.
And do you usually keep more than one money man on it? I mean, one lender on the team, or I mean,
Yeah.
money man or woman? Excuse me, because you know that. Excuse me.
Yes. Yes. So for me, yes, I do. I have my
Okay.
preferred and then I have my two backups.
Okay. Do you tell them that they're the backups?
Yeah, they are. They know. I don't.
Okay.
Were you on here at the very beginning when I said I don't sugarcoat
Absolutely
it,
not.
dip
I
it
was
in
about
chocolate?
15
Okay.
minutes of trying to get this thing set up.
All right. So I have a rule. I don't sugarcoat it, dip it in chocolate, or put sprinkles on it. If you're the backup player, you're gonna know you're the backup player. You
Okay,
got to earn
coach.
the right to be the star player on the team.
Okay, coach.
Okay.
You
There we
got
go.
it.
Yes. All right. Economic factors. You guys mentioned this in the chat. Economic factors play an important role in agents understanding the market. What is the unemployment rate in your market, right? These are things that you need to know. Gary does an amazing job at getting that to us. Hold on, I gotta let somebody in. Um, he does an amazing job at getting that to us. We can always find those slides inside of Connect. So if you go in your command at the top where it says KW, then it says command, and then it says connect. Just go right there, click connect, and then do economic slides in Geary. It'll come up. How many workers are entering and exiting the workforce in your market? Right? You should know these things. What is the growth rate of your community? Has the government made any changes to rules, regulations that might affect the housing market? I have a property that requires occupancy certificates. And let me just tell you, there's this pocket of South suburb villages and this one little pocket is like the bane of my existence because they make it so hard for sellers to get occupancy um, permits to sell their property. It is so hard. Then I had on the other side, on the west side of Chicago, it is hard for buyers to get the village inspection repairs done. It is you just got to know what you're dealing with. So when I have buyers or sellers in those areas, I go to the table and let them know. In Maywood and Bellwood, we may have to assume the village repairs because the sellers are not wanting to do those, and you have 180 days to get it done, right? I'm proactively letting my clients know because I know that market. Other important factors to navigate, investigate, neighborhood numbers, shops and restaurants, right? Not unless you sell farmland, you want to know where the shops and restaurants are. Health facilities, especially if they got kids, because kids are accident prone. I don't know, and they got all them germs. Neighborhood attractions, right? You want to know what just happened. Okay, there we go. You want to know what the attractions are in that neighborhood. Remember how I said you want to know everything about your neighborhood? I know everything about Haley Meadows. I know the layout. I know how long it takes us to get to the Starbucks, the Dunkin', the expressway. You can actually see the expressway. You need to know everything about it. You can be in the city of Chicago in 33 minutes, driving the speed limit with no traffic. Okay? Any questions so far? All right, give
Just
me a
to
poll. Go ahead.
um to be clear, all of this is gonna be posted so where we can watch it again, correct?
Uh-huh.
Perfect. Thank you.
Don't ask me where because they just have me, they have me cloud recording it.
Don't say that.
I'm recording, I just don't know where it's going to be. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem.
All right. No traffic in Chicago, right? It's 33 minutes without traffic. It's about 36, 37 with normal traffic. Okay. All right. As you begin to preview homes in certain neighborhoods and having open houses, it's good practice to become familiar with certain statistics of the neighborhood in your market. Okay. So do not go do an open house and not know what's going on in that neighborhood. Study it because what if you were moving there? Always put yourself in a buyer's shoe. What would you want to know if I were to move here? That is the best and easiest way to filter, right?
Do you, would you, have a like top five list of questions that you routinely get asked and showing? 'Cause I'm brand new to doing this. So is there something that you said, like, you really got to know these top five things? Because this is what I always get asked by people at an open house.
So, there's certain things. So for the seller, okay, I'll come back to that. For the seller, if I'm representing the seller and it's my personal listing, in the appointment, I say, hey, what do you love most about your neighborhood? Why did you move here in the beginning? What attracted you to the neighborhood? What development has occurred in the last 5 years that you absolutely love? I ask those questions. If you could change
That's
one thing
awesome.
about your neighborhood, what would it be? So when you're actually having an open house, I'm gonna divert just a little bit. Sidewalks, yeah. Um, when you're having an open house, I use the Ford method to have conversations with people because if they have two eyes, they can see that it's a kitchen and it probably has granite countertops. I don't need to tell them about that. And if they walk around, they can tell that it has 3 or 4 bedrooms. I'm there to build relationships. So I use Ford as my conversation piece. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And so what brings you to the area? Kind of thing. Did you guys see, oh, did you see that there's a playground right around the corner if you see them with kids? Oh, what do you guys love to do for fun? And if they say, "Oh, I love to go canoeing." Well, did you see the stream, the lake, not stream, the canal that goes through the back of the property? I'm gonna do that to connect with the people. Oh, I was talking to the seller the other day, and they love the fact that there's a new Mariano's around the corner from here. Mariano's is a grocery store. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah, that was great. That was
Okay.
awesome.
Perfect. Perfect. Michelle?
But I do
Nope.
have to ask, do you
Okay.
do you, do you ask in the inverse too though? Do you also say so what has changed about the neighborhood that made you want to move or inquired about anything that was dysfunctional about the neighborhood? Whether traffic, whether just streets, whether just dead ends.
So they'll tell me why they're moving.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you want to know, yes. Sometimes
Okay.
I don't want to know because I had a client that moved from the right off the side of the expressway, a major, major expressway here, 294, because they expanded it and they had to sell the property. But I already knew why they were selling the property because big, huge expressway was right behind it, right? Like I knew. So I kind of didn't want to know. I knew, but didn't want to know. Michelle or Michelle?
I had to unmute my phone. I'm sorry. That's why
Okay.
I was trying to speak the last time. Oh, I was just going to say a lot of times the customers that come to those open houses, they really want to know about the house. They want to know. So if you're doing an open house for somebody, just asking how old is the HVAC? Some
Hmm.
ask how old is the HVAC system. They want to know, are these new floors? Is there a washing dry hookup? So knowing the house that you're hosting the open house for, as well as knowing the area around that open house.
Right. Yes, you should know what is in that house and the mechanics and all of that. Yes, I do agree with that. You shouldn't, but and there's no but. And you want to build a relationship, you want to be the expert. Tonight is all about knowing the market. Yes, you need to know your product, which is the house, and the market, which is your service. Yeah, the mechanics, the major ticket items, the things that they're going to ask about. Yes. All right, let's keep going. Ahas. Give me two ahas for today.
The
Don't all
Ford.
come off mute at one time.
Ford.
Ford, yes.
Ford.
Lenders, yeah.
Get
Ford,
ahead of their questions so that you have the answers when they ask.
yes. Info Sparks, yes. Knowing the neighborhood when doing open house, yes. You have to.
Being an expert in like the neighborhood, like when you talked about reviewing the plats and also just really knowing the details, I think that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing how to
Yes.
tell what the market is.
Right. People always say, like, hey, how's the market? Depends on what boat you in. I always say you make Gary always said you make your money on the entry. All right.
I think
Yes.
the aha moment for me was having having backup lenders.
Yes. Don't just depend on one.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from experience. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Real
So
quick
in the
question.
chat, tell me, how long have you been a licensed realtor? How long have you been in this business? 4 days, 1 month. Okay. 6 months, 1 week. All right. 2 years, a year and a half, 2021, 5.5 years. I love it. Wait a minute. Was there a 10 year in 16 years? All right, Scott. 3 months, 4 months. All right, hold on. The biggest challenge for me so far is differentiating myself from realtors. Just be you. Okay, Rudolph, I'm
Miss
going to give you
Shawana,
the
can you hear
biggest
me?
tip. Yes, I can hear you.
Quick question on this the Ignite session, the handbook that we're working on. Today's agenda looks different from the one I'm working on. Is it session one spark your career?
No, I'm three.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Are we able to get that sent through? Because I only have one on here.
It's in the chat somewhere. You may have to scroll up. It's in the chat.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
The
Hold on.
one
Where
from the
was
chat doesn't follow either. That's a different one.
Yeah, I was just about to say that both of them that was posted is just one. It's not three.
Ooh.
Like all
Okay.
those great questions that you had, I was trying to write them down. I was taking screenshots because they're not in the manual. I even like
Yeah, no.
control
Yeah,
F.
same here.
Yeah.
All right. So before we jump off, I will put that in there. I know I'm on the right thing because this was when I attached to my. Oh, hold on.
Plus, I think you said we'll get the slides too, which will also,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So before we jump off, I'll put it in there. So just take your notes. Um, Differentiating yourself without being so salesy or desperate. Yeah, don't have commission breath. That's not cool. Here's my biggest tip for that though. If you focus on building relationships with people, the business will come. If you focus on selling a house, the business may not come.
That makes sense.
Real estate is a relational business. The product that we just so happen to sell in real estate is houses, but we build relationships. When you start to build relationships, those relationships turn into business.
Yeah, most people don't look back at the exact details of a transaction 10 years later when they're getting a new realtor. They think about the bond they had with the realtor as a person. That's
Yeah.
what they remember, yeah.
Or as mine, my clients are like, oh, we had a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, we have fun. Okay. All right. This is good. All right. So now that you know that you need to connect with your market, you must know how to keep up with the markets, right? So, has anyone taken the class Six Personal Perspectives? Anyone? I know someone that's been in the business 16 years. If you've been with KW, you've probably taken that. All right, perfect. So there is this principle and it says be learning based. So make learning based your foundation and your action plan. Okay. Like tonight, you're starting off great because you are learning based. Okay. What's the name of that course? Six Personal Perspectives. So now we want to become the real estate agent of choice. You want to be the real estate expert. Once you know your marketing, you're familiar with all the important numbers, it's time to begin building your expertise. Part of your education to your buyers and sellers is becoming a local expert. Would you agree that that's what we've been working towards in the first half of this night? Like how to study the market? Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
All right, awesome. So, we're going to look at 4 steps how you start building your expertise. Okay. Oh, hold on. You learn the market, you learn your clientele, you listen to individuals, and keep the headlines in context. So learn the market, learn your clientele, listen. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and keep the headlines in context. Okay. When you're building your expertise, it all starts with the language of real estate. Okay. The language of real estate is also known as your lore, Lore. Ask yourself if there are signs of the market picking up or slowing down. It's also important to track the numbers and reports from your market center. How does your local numbers measure up to your market center numbers? What are the changes compared to the national market? Remember how I said at the very beginning what they see on the CNN and the MSNBC and all of that national, nationwide stuff is not what's going on in my subdivision, and it may not be going on in the Chicagoland area as far as the real estate market. Okay. So you need to know how to translate those numbers. Your market center We're Keller Williams real estate agents. We're the largest real estate company in the world. How do we measure up? How do we look at our numbers from our numbers in the MLS compared to the rest of the MLS? In my career, our numbers as a company have always been higher than the rest of the MLS. Okay. Build your expertise. The second part of that is your clientele. Who are your buyers? Who are your sellers? Knowledge is power. Knowing your numbers is so good. Does the market benefit your clients? Does the market put your clients at risk? Let's just say you work with investors. The market that you're in right now, is it investor friendly? Right? If it's extreme seller's market, maybe they want to offload. But if they're looking to buy, we may need to go find them some off-market deals or kind of get into a buyer's market. Does I hear somebody's thing. Hold on, let me figure out how to. Hold on. I don't know. Participants. Hold on. Somebody off mute. Okay, there we go. Okay. Any questions from that? Who is your clientele? Who are your buyers, right? How many of us love working with first-time home buyers? Raise your hand. Yes. If you own a home, you were a first-time home buyer. Yes, it's from 6 to 8 to answer that question, right? Hey, Miss Stephanie. Hey, girl. I keep seeing you pop up on this little screen over here. Who are your sellers, right? I love my repeats. So the people that I sold to in 2017, 18, my last year was full of me selling those houses that I sold them 2017 and 18, right? My sellers are typically my previous buyers or referrals. And I like sellers that I don't really like selling condos, so I don't go after those. Okay. I don't look for condo sellers because I don't like the HOA stuff. Um, does the market benefit your clients? And does the market put your clients at risk? Okay. Listen to individuals. When you read listen to individuals, what do you think of when you read that? Someone put it in the chat, come off mute. I love first time home buyers. My favorite first time home buyers is how I built my business in the early years. Yep, mine too.
I would say it's like really understanding not just what they want from a home, but what their needs are too. Like really getting to know what it is they're looking for and why.
Yeah, we know their why. Yes. When you first time home, yes, exactly. Taking the grassroots approach, learning where your sphere gets their information. If you work with seniors, I'm gonna tell you right now, my dad is 89 years old, and I think that man is stuck in a TV somewhere. Like all he talks about is whatever is on the news. That's where he's getting his information. I could literally be right in front of him telling him the market. He is literally going to be in the TV with his market. So if you work with seniors, where do seniors get their information? If you work with millennials, where do we get our information? Right? Where does baby boomers get their information from? Learning that is very, very important. And at the end of this little part, I'm going to tell you how you tie those together for social media. And then being present. Being present means that when you're with your individual or with that family, you're there. Now, here's one of my pet peeves, and I know there's some veterans in the room and there's also some newbies in the room. One of my pet peeves, this has happened. Please don't answer your cell phone while you're showing a property. Please and thank you. That's what the voicemail is for, and that's what the text message app is for. I just got all exclamation points, huh? Huh, Derek? You just gonna give me all exclamation points. That means that you just disrespected them because that phone call was probably more important. Don't do that. Be present. Oh, you're agreeing with me. Thank you. Right? Like, no, don't do that. Be present. How would you feel if you were buying your first home, you're nervous and you got the poops, and your real estate agent just answered the phone and want to talk to her cousin about what they cooking on the weekend? No. Or it's your kid saying, "Hey, mom, can I watch YouTube?" No. Be present. Be present. They deserve that. Plus, you're a professional. Does your dentist actually answer their cell phone while they're in your mouth cleaning your teeth or working on your teeth? Does the neurosurgeon, I literally just had a neurosurgeon on my neck on Thursday. Does the neurosurgeon do that? No. Dying over the poops. Yes, be professional, right? Listen to your individuals because they're going to tell you what they want and what they don't want. Okay? They want a professional. They're paying us thousands of dollars. Act like it. All right, keep the headlines in context. Read the past headlines, know your numbers. This right here is so important. I'm actually going to use my little notes. Um, As you learn to market in your clientele, beware that headlines can be persuasive. Remember, my dad watches CNN and MSNBC and everything on the news thing. The purpose of a headline is to draw you to the story, and the story will typically delve a little bit deeper and give you a jump off point for seeing if there are similar shifts, numbers, and trends in your own market. Remember, real estate is hyper local. Where do you suspect that buyers and sellers get their information? Social media, the news, the local newspaper, their friends. Once you figure out where they get their information from, use it to your advantage. How many people over in here do social media? There's 203 people in here. Maybe 200 and yes, yes. Social media. Let me tell you something about social media. I use social media as a tool so I don't have to talk about real estate. Okay? It is a tool, not your diary, a tool. Okay? Now here's what you do. They're not paying me for this, so this is for the free 99. You find the latest headline about real estate. Go into your Chat GPT or your Gemini, and then you demyth or answer that question on your social media from the local expert. It may say, like my dad last year was like, "Oh yeah, the real estate market's crashing. You need to go get a job." And I'm like, "Dad, what the hell are you talking about, man?" You know what? I had to literally take what he saw on the CNN, NBC thing and really make that context into my hyper local market. So one of the hot topics right now is the 50-year mortgage, right? I work a lot with first-time home buyers. So guess what some of my content is coming out on? And then they just did a podcast, so I'm gonna steal some of that. Yes. Like just go and lean into that context. But put your local real estate numbers on it. So you could, like, if you farm an area, you could say in Romeoville, I know that you saw that the real estate market is crashing, but let me tell you what's going on in Romeoville, Illinois, 36 minutes away from Chicago, right? Like you can maximize that, and guess how much it costs you? For the new agents, it's free. For the old schools, for the vets, it's free. Social media is free. Okay. Any thoughts? Any questions? Any thoughts? Any questions? Give me two ahas before we go on to the next part. And then we're going to take a small break, but it's going to be an activity-based break.
Learn your market.
Yes.
Yeah,
Learn your
I,
market.
I really like the tip of taking the headline and making it hyper local. I mean, all this while I'd been using the headline as my social, like putting stories out, but I didn't think to like kind of make it more to my market. So I think that was an aha for me.
Yes. Good, good. Social media strategies. Yes. Social media is a tool, not a diary. I'm telling you, like, I use it. My values in my life are God, family, then business. So that's what you're going to see on my social media. In my stories, you're going to see God, family, and business. In my stories, you're also on my posts, you're going to see the same thing. And you know what? That's how my people actually remember that I'm in there. I'm not teaching lead generation this time, but I'm going to tell you, I look for the green dots, and that's how I start my conversations. And my conversations start with the Ford. They didn't pay me for that either. That's how I lead generate. I don't want to pick up the phone. I just look for green dots. Demything headlines. Yes, somebody just raised their hand. Caroline.
Yeah, so I have a question. When it
Yes.
comes to social media, what's your thought on having two separate ones, like one private, you know what I mean? Because somehow I don't necessarily want to have my personal business versus like work stuff, if that makes sense.
So I have a business page. So things go on my business page and I'll share them to my personal page. Okay?
Got it.
On Facebook. When it comes to Instagram, I have a same thing. I always post on my personal and tag my business into it. Okay? Um, my sphere, my database, my people, I've been a Mary Kay consultant for 20 years. Um, I graduated from a high school that had over 500 graduates. I am a very large family in a well-known city. I have a lot of people on my social media, so I just use my personal page a lot.
I think I was experiencing the same thing. I'm brand new to real estate, and as of
Hmm.
maybe 2 weeks ago, I had a phobia about social media. I mean, I just wasn't very active in social media, and this is a very public and active facing role I'm in now. So what I started doing is just dipping my toe in with like an 80-20 split. I only have one Facebook page, that's my personal, and I have a business page.
Hmm.
But I do like 80%, like I'll post pictures of my dog, things that I think people would like to see about me. Maybe
Yeah.
my family of two, but I love my dog. And so it's just something I've been trying to overcome. And then I just posted my first business post and I got a hit. So there you go.
Yeah. I think it's all in moderation. If you're on your personal page and you are just doing all real estate stuff, you make me want to vomit. No. I want to know you. Social media is a way for people to connect and build community. How can they connect and build community if all you post is just listed open house, this? No, they want to know about your dog. They want to know about the flowers you just planted or the harvest of fresh tomatoes you just got. They want to know that. That's how you connect with people. They don't connect because they know that you do business when you post like once a week or whatever, but they want to connect with you. That's why I said social media is that free tool. Go ahead, Peggy.
I have not had any luck.
Hold on. I gotta find somebody to mute.
Lauren,
Sorry.
Lauren,
Okay. All
I
right.
have had zero luck with Facebook business page, my realtor page.
Mm-hmm.
I have posted keeping current matters
Mm-hmm.
and paid a lot of money and not one I know I've got views. It tells me that people are engaged, but can't see who they are, what they're looking at. Now, it could be on me, it really could, but if you have a personal page, ask a real estate question. Put a picture up of a kitchen that you see and say, who likes this kitchen? And you will get so many people responding to you that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they're the same people, but every once in a while you get a new person. Or I was always told, even if you didn't ask, go out and friend people. And then look for those little green dots that say they're online and do the Ford method. Very popular. I also do birthdays on from Facebook. I am 66 years old, so I don't know how to use Instagram like the 30, 40-year olds. And I need to learn that. But Facebook, I've gotten a couple of pieces of business from people that just ended up liking my post, not from my business page, but from my personal page.
Exactly. Because that's where your database is. And I love how Juliana said being your authentic self, right? At the beginning, I said just be you. Peggy, thank you so much. Juliana, thank you. Being you, asking questions, people want to engage. And it, like one of my friends here in Chicago, he posted the other day, hey, help me save a marriage. Would you move this island or leave it? The wife wants to move it. He's a real estate agent, and you would be surprised. He got over 100 comments, right? Like you could do that on your, if you have a spouse or whatever, you could say, hey, save a marriage. Would you keep this in the house or take this off? Would you paint it this color or take it off? Like those are so easy. So I don't want to get off on a social media thing, but I'm just saying social media is a tool. Use it. I don't care if you use TikTok, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, all that. Just use it. It works when you use it. Try to, yeah. Genuine, don't overthink it. Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I got some leads from there too. Okay, perfect. Let's keep going. All right. Command. Let's see. We're gonna keep going. Establish your business. I think I'm ahead of time. Ahead. 10. A part of success systems involve a social media and other enrichments. 10 posts a day. This is easy. When I first took it night back in 2017, I think it was, this is what I did. I went and I liked 10 posts a day. I wrote 5 comments and I sent one direct message. That is so easy. Also known as lead generating. And you never have to pick up a phone. Okay? All right. Study your market center report, preview homes, take an MLS course, visit and hold open houses, study the language of real estate, read The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and what else? Attend your classes. Okay, I don't know. All right, can you guys see this? No, you can't see it. Now it's blurred. This is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. Um, this is your best friend. It is like the Bible. You can't read it cover to cover because it makes no sense to me. However, it's a resource book. If you are new to the business, pages 133 to 152, read them 10 times until you have mastered it. This is your guide to building the biggest business to support the biggest life you want to live. Okay?
Can you repeat the pages again? That 133 to what?
133 to 152. It's the lead gen model. The only thing that's not on page 138 is social media because the book was written before that. But yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, take out your phone, scan the QR code. If you are having a great time, give me a 5. If you're not having a great time, don't even finish it. Close the app. Or just say your name is Jesse Coleman. He'll be here in a couple days for you guys. All right, and we're gonna take a 2-minute break. However, let's do it's 6:10. Let's come back at 6:15, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to start a forward conversation with one person, whether it be social media, What's 710? What's 5? Oh, no, do the QR code. KW eval. But thank you for giving me a 5. Um, Start one conversation. Oh, it's 7:10 your time. Okay, sorry. Let me finish my cup of coffee. I'll catch up with you guys. You guys are funny. All right. One conversation. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. One conversation. Forward means that we're going to ask them, hey, how's the family going? So you can do this any kind of way. There's no right or wrong way. Family, occupate, I can't type, patient, recreation, dreams. So you may, here's an easy way to do it. Hey, Loretta, oh my God, how was your holiday? Did you guys do anything fun? You can say, hey, Happy New Year. How's the family doing? That's the easiest one. We're still in January. You can still say it. Come back at 6:15. I'm going to crank up the music. Take a break.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely when the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to face. When someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you, and the world all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a when the day that lies ahead of me seemed impossible to bear. And when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. I just want to look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely.
Is someone singing from the class? I was
I
gonna say
was, but I
turn it
had my
up.
audio off, so I don't know how you knew that.
All right. Okay. Coming back. Tell me, who did you talk to? First of all, did you like the music? Did you
I
guys like the
love the
music?
music. Love the
Love the
music.
music.
I actually talked, I found one of my sorors on here and I talked to her
Ah,
using chorus.
What?
I love it.
No.
I love it. All right. Okay. So hold on. I hear myself. I'm gonna mute everyone again and then come off mute. Okay. All right. Courtney DeLeo?
Hi.
My Courtney DeLeo?
Hi, girl.
Can you find me? This is so exciting. Hi.
Hi.
I'm so happy. All right. So me and Courtney are in the same market center here in the Chicagoland area. And yeah, and she's a badass. All right. I love it. I love it. All right.
No
So
pressure then.
who talked about put that? Who talked to someone? Someone talked to their soror on here.
Yeah,
Someone talked to a
Cassandra. I talked to my soror. I saw her on here earlier. And now she's gonna be my referral source for Northern Virginia.
what did I say at the beginning? Our referral partners are in this room.
Right.
Love it. Love it. All right. Who else? Did anyone else talk to somebody?
Hey, Shauna, you're freezing up again. Is your internet on the same channel again?
Hold on. All right. Let me hold on. All right. I should be better. See, that's what happens when I pick up my cell phone. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. I spoke to my son's hairdresser. Yes, an agent who client just accepted my client's offer. Woo! Love it.
Hey,
The
I
coffee has kicked
spoke
in.
to someone. I spoke to someone during the break.
Uh-huh.
Hi, hi. I'm Lisa. I spoke to someone during the break and they want to list their house. They've 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 gotten so many texts, emails, phone calls from uh like agents they did not know and they're like, "Are you still doing this?" And I'm like, yeah, I've been in the business for a year, but I'm doing it. And so, anyways, they were so excited to talk to me, and so that was good. So that would be a listing for February, gold, like cold gray February. Yeah,
Love
I'm
it.
from Michigan. So, yeah.
Yes, y'all give her the congrats. Yes. So here's the cool thing about this. Like when you play full out, Lisa is a testament to like when you play full out, you get into production, right? Like if you wouldn't have had that listing appointment or that opportunity if you didn't play full out during the break.
No, it was just some random. It was so rando, like honest to goodness. But sometimes I think we don't realize how those rando texts, those like subpar emails, everything like it just can make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure can. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's it. That's it. That's all. We can actually go home, Lisa. We can go home. We're done.
Nope, we're not done. Do the magic.
We're done. This is perfect. So, you guys, this is what happens when you play full out. Thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing. And don't stop. Like keep going. Do not stop, right? And then here's another tip, the free 99 tip. If you want to systematize that. There's a system called DTD2.
Yes.
If you can incorporate that in your business, you will blow up. Okay? You will literally blow
Is,
up.
is that an app? Is that a website? Is that a, do we Google it? Is that an acronym?
Yeah, it's an acronym. Welcome to Keller Williams. We have like 50,000 of them. It stands for do the database 2 times. Okay, so you will actually touch your database twice. I'm actually teaching in my market center on Thursdays. Literally, you can systematically touch everybody in your database twice in a year. It says phone call, but I cheat. I only do text messages. I don't like to talk to people on the phone. Um, but I text and people text back. Do the database too. If you go on the Facebook page of the Pivot Shift group, type in DTD2, you can find the chart in there. That's the easiest place I can tell you where to find it because that's where I go. Do I use Twilio? No, I use my cell phone. I do use Twilio for my smart plans, but I use my cell phone. And I have a MacBook so I can type and text all at the same time. John teaches that class. So John, if you have the you're teaching it tomorrow, I'm Thursday. So if you have the sheet and you can access it, can you drop it in the chat for everybody? Perfect. Thank you. Do you text being as fact? I look at the name because people, my business is all database, like sphere of influence and past clients. Um, I know them, so I know if that name shows up. I know if they're a text or a phone call kind of person. And when I call people, there's a group of like my seniors. I have to give myself time because my seniors are not talk. And when I forward, right, I have to know my database. When I forward them, they're telling me about the grandkids. They're telling me about everything. And all of that matters because I need to be present in that conversation. So if it's my seniors, yes, I do call them. But pretty much everybody else, like some people I know that work in offices, they have the Facebook app open. So I just DM them. Okay, Scott, when we finish the material, can I circle back to that? If you'll come off mute and remind me, and then I'll copy and paste it. Okay, cool, perfect. All right, let's go on to the next part. Lisa, so freaking proud of you, girlfriend. All right, I'm on fire. She on fire. All right, I probably shouldn't sing out loud. That's bad. All right, let me share screen. Hold on. Here we go again. Let's see if I can get this. This is going to be a challenge. Here we go. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you can see define your value, path to production. Yes, I love ChatGPT. Says my network bandwidth. That is really bad because my husband's IT for the VA. So, okay, perfect. All right, let's roll. So now we're going to talk about defining our value. Now we know our market. Now we need to know our value. Okay. So, 6 core competencies of a business: lead generate, capture, and convert appointments, present to buyers and sellers and get an agreement, show buyers and market to sellers, write and negotiate contracts, coordinate the sale to a closing, and manage the money. That is the six core competencies of a business. Wherever you are, let's let's pause right there for a quick second. So if you have an opportunity to get better in one of these areas, make that like a yearly goal. For me, coming out of retirement, last February, I had been in retirement for about 6 years. And I knew before I retired, I was an amazing buyer's agent. I was really good with buyers and not the greatest on sell side. And so for the following 12 months, like literally from February 1st to now, I have really focused on attending all things sellers because I knew that was a gap in my business when I looked at my six core competencies. Okay. I knew how to write and negotiate a contract, but when it came to presenting to sellers, I had an opportunity there. So when you look at this, you can put that on your business plan. Like, hey, I want to get better in one of these um, one of these areas, and then make that a yearly plan and watch yourself get better in it. Okay. Mindset matters. 20% of your actions equals 80% of your results. This is the 80-20 principle. If you take the six personal perspectives, this is golden. So this is why people say you should lead gen first because it's your big rock. Okay. Once you get that big rock out of the way, then you have earned the right to do everything else. Like Lisa has earned the right to go have a hot cup of coffee at 8 o'clock at night because she just lead generated and got an appointment. Okay. Any questions so far? None? We're good. Thank you so much for putting the DTD2 in there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm at basketball practice. So, so when you I'm a new agent. I've been licensed since December 7th in New York, and I know we're supposed to do our contacts. Contact people, tell everybody, tell our friends, tell our family, and Lisa, she
Mhm.
just reached out to that person and she got results. But today, once I got my Z car activated and my MLS, I text everyone. I was like, hey, I'm a new agent. I'm associated with Keller Williams. If you know anybody that wants to buy or sell, send them my way. Have a blessed day, et cetera, et cetera. Now I have a whole bunch of the contacts that I haven't hit up yet. I mean, does the approach matter? Should it be like that nonchalant if you know anyone? Or is it like, if you're interested, hit me?
So I can say that I have reached out to this person several times. Sorry, Oliver is in
Go
the
ahead.
picture. Um, but I have reached out to this person so many times over the last year, from March until now. And it was just by luck that I had, you know, like results, right? And so isn't that how we celebrate and we dance and everything? Um, but I have put in the work in terms of this person because I have reached out to them so many times over the last year. And I'm just like, oh my God, now it's time. Um, because they were gonna list, they were gonna list, they weren't gonna list, they weren't gonna list, all these things. And we have to take the emotional journey with our clients. But it wasn't just a one and done. It was a 14 and done. It was a no cards and done. It was seeing them at networking events and talking to them and done. It was not a one and done. So I want to make sure that I have fully disclosed on the call that it took the work.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. I put it in the chat. Fortunes in the follow. Go ahead.
I can add, yes, my name's
Thank you.
Janae. I'm in the Washington, D.C. region. And I was going to say, lead generation really makes me want to break out in hives. It scares me quite a bit. But working with my coach helped me to realize that I don't necessarily have to reach out to say, hi, I'm a real estate agent to my sphere. I really can just make it about connection first and building community and getting in the habit of seeing what's going on in people's lives. So that, to Lisa's point, eventually one of those times I check up, they'll, if they're good people, they'll probably ask what I'm up to as well. And then I can mention, I'm working in real estate or these are my goals. And, that's how you kind of keep the conversation going. And so for this month, I've really been sending out a message that's like, hi, this is Janae. This is how I know you, like just going through my contacts. And then my message has been this year, I'm working to connect more to people I've met over the years because time flies, but I want to stay connected so I know what's going on and how I can support you. Is there anything specific you're looking forward to this year? And then, some people respond, some people don't, but the folks that respond, those are the notes I put in command so that when I follow up next time, I have a little bit more like the forward piece you were talking about. I have something to follow up on, I have something to talk to them about. And then the goal is eventually when they do have a real estate need, they already have that rapport with me rather than me having to say, like, if you know anyone, let me know. I can actually just ask about their lives and make it more personal. Yep.
Yeah, I agree with Jonia.
Understood.
It's funny, I was with my ophthalmologist this week and getting my eyes checked, and I've known her, like I take my kids to her, I've known her for a while. So there is that kind of sort of rapport built already. And it was funny how like we were chatting about stuff, and then I said, hey, by the way, I'm now in real estate. And she was like, oh, that's so awesome. I was actually, we've been thinking about buying a house, and she's like, give me your contact information. Let's like, if we do decide to move, you'll definitely be the person I would reach out to because I already know you and trust you. And I think I think the point is also about opening up and putting yourself out there in front of people. Sometimes it also helps to be vulnerable and nice and just say, hey, I really like you're like family to me, and just kind of say nice things to people. They automatically feel nice and start to feel good about you as well. That's something I have experienced in all the conversations I've had with people. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
And I got
Can I ask
some.
one
I
more question?
mean,
Yeah.
I'm new. I'm new, so I'm the same way. Don't really want to call or, you know, am trying to get over that hurdle, but I'm just out naturally just talking to people and it comes up and I start getting people's contact information just that route because they haven't thought about looking, but now that they hear that I'm a real estate agent, they just instantly are sometimes are willing to just give me their information after we just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Just being natural.
Remember, real estate is a relational business. If you go out just looking for people to buy and sell, transact with you, you become transactional, not relational. Okay? So if you plan on making this a career, my advice to you is figure out a way to be relational.
One more question, Shauna. So
Yep.
I'm a nurse. I have, I have connections. I have great connections. I'm a travel nurse. So I'm transitioning. Like, I work my full-time hours. My main thing is not that I want to go out there and I guess basically brag it up, just go out there and get everyone's money. I want to make use of this. I want to make, no, I want to make use of the spare time I have. I don't want it to be like, oh, casual conversations at work, casual conversations at the laundromat, casual conversations at games. I know that's nice, but when I have when I have spare time, you know what I mean? I don't want to just be non-active, just waiting for a natural conversation to walk in, if that makes sense.
Yes. So that is all about how to control the conversation. Exactly what to say for real estate agents is a great tool to learn how to navigate the conversation. Where if me and you are having a conversation, or I just see you and say, "Hey, how's it going? How's the kids?" You're gonna be like, "Oh, they're great," blah blah blah, right? Well, what did you guys do for the holidays? Were you chill? Were you low key? Did you go down to your mom? Whatever, right? And then you're gonna ask me. I was like, I was busy. Like, believe it or not, I actually had sellers that needed to list their house right before Christmas and buyers. Like, real estate has just been really busy. It's gonna come up somehow, some way. It's just
Understood.
gotta, for me, it's gotta be organic. When I was practicing real estate and I did that, do you know anybody that's looking to buy, sell, or invest? I got zeros. But when I started focusing on and learning my clients and pouring into them and actually listening intently to them and actually caring about them and their kids and their vacations, I actually started getting business. Yeah, dig deep. You don't want to be in, you don't want to just keep talking to talk. You want to talk to have purpose behind it. And that purpose is to transact, but you have to earn the right to transact. Now, if you do open houses, to me, it's easier because you're in that setting. They're coming in to look at a house. So you do talk like that, but that's probably the only setting that I would say that's easy for. Does that help?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yes, it is. So,
All right, perfect. And then I'll put my information in the chat so you guys can circle back with questions too. All right, let's crush through this. Thanks, thanks. All right, perfect. All right. Unique value proposition. All right, so each one of us are realtors on this. There's 200 and something of us on this call right now, right? So I think someone at the very beginning said, "Hey, how do I differentiate myself? What is your unique value proposition?" Right? So hold on, let me move that over. Your value proposition is a unique, memorable, and persuasive statement that expresses the true value of working with you. It addresses the specific needs, special needs of buyers and sellers in your market. It states what you will do for your client and earn your commission and fee. And it holds you accountable to a high standard. Okay. So what's your unique value proposition? All of us are realtors. I said somewhere in this, I said, "Hey, my people always have fun. Can't you tell I'm highly caffeinated and I love music? So don't you think we're going to have fun in the process?" Because buying a home or selling a home can be stressful. I don't care if you have the perfect client and everything. There is some type of stress that is going to occur in that process for that client. Your job is to make sure that they have the least amount of bumps in the road. So what's your unique value proposition? Okay. So benefits of having a value proposition helps your client understand your value and your expertise. Like first-time home buyers, right? If you specialize in first-time home buyers, that you need to shout that from the mountaintops. You become an expert. You know the grants, the programs, how to structure the offers, blah, 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 what areas are good for them, especially if they're looking to buy their first home. And then I always, when I'm working with my first-time home buyers, and they're looking for the perfect HGTV home, I always say, "Hey, this is not your forever home, it's your first home. But let me challenge you just a little bit to think 5 to 7 years from now. Have you ever thought about actually having an investment and having cash flow in your life?" And they'll be like, "No, no, what does that mean? You're speaking a foreign language." Let's look at things that are actually rentable when you decide to upgrade to your next house. And that starts to open their eye to being an investor. So that's kind of where I don't like condos because a lot of condos in my area you can't rent. But townhomes or smaller homes you can rent, right? So I try with my first time home buyers, I paint that picture like they're not there forever. It's okay to buy a smaller house or whatever. Because 5 to 7 years from now, when life happens and the D's get to hitting you, divorce, diapers, diamonds, diplomas, deployment, like when all of that starts hitting you, you're gonna have to change your housing situation. So let's look at it from a different lens, not just, "Hey, I need to buy a house today and I want this picture perfect house." Let's get this house now and then upsize later and make sure that it has to be like it has benefits to it if you choose to rent it out and have some cash flow. Um, Benefits of value proposition also protects your commission and fee. Like people don't pay me to open doors. Like Courtney DeLeo, who's on here in my market center, I say it all the time. You don't pay me to open doors, you pay me to negotiate. People want a negotiator. They don't want someone to open the door and show them a kitchen. Okay. Your value proposition builds strong trust and lasting relationships. Like that's what you want. You want the referrals. You want the houses that you sold to your buyers in a couple years ago to actually be the future listings in a few years, right? You want those repeat clients. It's so much easier to work with a repeat client than going to drum up a new client. All right. Oh, Brent, you felt that? I got you. All right. Oh, hold on. Got a lot going on my screen again. Connect to your value. KWN Market Center value. You guys, like I said at the very beginning, you are connected to Keller Williams. And typically in most markets, we have, when we look at our language of real estate, we outpace the rest of the MLS. Your fiduciary duty. I can point you to a reputable resources for service providers such as handyman, window washers, tax associates, financial advisors, lenders. And let's pause right there. Okay, this is going to be free 99 for you again. Okay, y'all ready for it? Interview them people before y'all pass their name out. Interview them. Make sure they are in alignment to the service that you want to provide. So when you think of your brand and your name, their brand and their name matches, right? Does that help?
Absolutely.
And make sure they do quality work. Courtney, yes. So here's the thing. You don't want to refer someone who does the Uncle Joe services and doesn't know how to put the two corners of the trim together and it's a big old gap in between, right? You don't want someone to be a roofer and then when you go in the attic, all the nails have missed the stud or the piece of wood it was supposed to connect to. Make sure they do the work the right way and make sure it's a reputable, just interview them. Yeah, don't use family and my advice, don't use family and friends. Don't. Nope. I keep that separate. Okay. Market expert. Remember, I can help you price your home to sell because I am very tuned in to the market of the moment. Okay. We always got to look at what's coming ahead, not what's behind us. A lot of sellers, a lot of buyers are always thinking about what happened 60, 90 days ago. They're not thinking about where we are headed as far as a market. So that's why you have to know your market. I think I already did that. All right. Questions so far? How are we doing? We're good? Purpose of real estate for buyers, their goal is to find just the right home at the right price, at the right time, with the least number of problems. Here's one of those things that I want you guys to put a star next to. There's no perfect home. A new construction is not perfect. A resale is not perfect. If you notice, it says the right home because there's no perfect home. It may be perfect for their situation, but it can be a new construction like one of mine that had 4 inches of water in the basement. Brand new construction. They were still putting a tile on the wall. For sellers, their goal is to net the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the least number of problems. For buyers, their goal is to find just the right home at the right price, the right time with the least number of problems. If that's not a value proposition that you, if you work with buyers, could say, I would memorize that and that would be my line. Find the right home with the best price in the right amount of time, least number of problems. That's worth the price of admission right there. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. All right. Top 10 service areas of the buyer value proposition when you're working with buyers. Let me make this smaller. I'm going to learn how to use this thing. Courtney, you may have to help me. Oh, where did it go? Hold on. Do you guys see my screen?
We see your logo picture.
Oh, okay. All right, what about now?
It's back.
Yeah, it says top 10 service areas of a buyer value proposition.
But I think she's frozen.
Okay. You can see top 10 services of the buyer.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Ooh, I was
Mhm.
like, am I frozen?
You were.
Oh, okay. All right. So, top 10 service areas of the value prop for a buyer. Needs analysis. A needs analysis is so important. I don't care if you're working with a buyer or a seller. Pre-qualification or pre-approval, just go ahead and get a pre-approval. Don't worry about pre-qualification. And if you don't know the difference between those, go find a lender that can tell you that, and that's who you want to work with. Neighborhood information, home search. Then they make an offer. Then you negotiate to buy. Vendor coordination. What if they need a inspection? What if they need a structural engineer? We have that come up a lot out here. Pre-close prep. What does that look like? Closing, post-closing. All of that, you need to be able to use that in your social media strategies. You got to be able to know, to use that and say, "Hey, here's how I help buyers find the right house, the right value, in the right amount of time." Because I do this, okay? When you're working with a seller, pricing strategy, right? How do you come up with your pricing strategy, your needs analysis? What's important to them? What's their motivation? I think the best way to work with a seller is just knowing their motivation. That's it. Knowing the motivation. You have to negotiate the sale, but knowing the motivation, so then when they get a little wishy-washy, you can circle them back to it. And you find out their motivation in the needs analysis. So then you can help them make the right pricing. Uh, you can help them with the right pricing. You can help them with the marketing, like if they want to be a little skimpy. And then post-closing, closing, all of that. Here's what buyers do. Here's what buyers want from their agent. This green, they just want you to help them find the right home to purchase. Not the perfect house, but the right one. It bothers me that negotiation is only 11%. When you look at this chart, what do you come to a conclusion of when you look at this chart? Come off mute or put it in the chat. I probably should open the chat. There we go. Buyer wants your guidance. Yes.
Buyers want help.
Yeah, they want you to they want you to help them. Yes.
We're like matchmakers.
The search is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. What's other? I would love to know what other is too.
I was just about to say that.
Why did you say you don't like that
Miscellaneous
it's
things like dealing with
11%?
the client, personal issues.
Emotional support.
Exactly. Things like that we don't even think about.
Yeah.
Shauna, why did you say you didn't like that it said 11%?
Because negotiating for your buyer is very important.
So the percentage you think should be higher than, yeah?
Yep. It should, to me, it should be. This is from 2021. So it should be. School is very important. So that would be an other. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Vicky, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. They don't know our complete value, right? We can set up searches. We can do all that. Oh, it's 13%. I'm sorry. I'm looking at 11. The price terms. 11 plus 13 is only 24%. So yeah, like that still bothers me. That's what buyers want, right? They want help. They want you to help them find the home. Factors. Buyers value when choosing an agent. Here's how they choose agents. Second place is honesty and trustworthy. Third place is agent experience, and then reputation of agent. So 19% of the people choose agents based on their experience. This 44, I'm gonna have to find my note just so I can find out what that 44% is, because that just blows my mind. Blows my mind. And I think I might be the only one that blows mine. It's not even on here. Yeah, see?
Is it
Okay.
maybe they
Ah,
got referred?
I got it. I got it. It's in my second part. Agent is friend or family member, 13%. Agent knowledge of neighborhood, 8%. Agent has caring personality and good listener, 6%. Timely with responses, 6%. Agent seems 100% accessible is 4%. Active in local community, 1. Association with particular firm, 1. Professional designations held by the agent, 1%. Interesting. So how do we handle that as a new agent without the experience? So when you don't have the experience, hey, one of my things is, hey, there's no agent more hungrier than a new agent, number one. And number two, I use the backing of the market center. Okay. What do sellers want? Most from their agent. Help price the home competitively. Seller market to potential buyers, right? And then 27%. Hold on. Now I gotta look at the 27%. I don't have my glasses on, Courtney. This is kind of funny. Help find a buyer for home is 12%. Help with negotiation and dealing with buyers, 6%. Inspections preparing for settlement, 5%. See homes available for purchase, 1%. Yeah, see that just blows my mind. And I don't know about you, but dealing with the inspections and paperwork, that to me is part of the negotiation, and they don't even want that from their agent, according to this, because they don't know they need it, if you ask me. What do sellers consider when choosing an agent? Reputation. So I'm gonna pause right here. Hold on. I don't know what this is in the. Okay, I'll come back to that because we gotta wrap up. Um, when choosing an agent, I'm gonna pause for a second and really go deep on something and just know that it's the free 99 Shawana version. Remember how I said your social media is not your diary? Everyone on your Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram page could be a potential client or a potential referral. Be careful with your social media. It's not your diary, it's a tool. Okay? Any questions, any thoughts from that statement? Because it says right here that sellers when they're considering an agent, they're looking at the reputation. How do they find the reputation of an agent these days? the Google and the Facebook. Reviews, yes. Google reviews. Get Google reviews. Oh my God, yes, yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna go political, but your opinions, remember, it's not your diary. Okay. All right, value proposition. Step one. Here, we're gonna wrap it up and we're gonna wrap it up really fast. And then I think it was Scott, you gotta remind me to do something. I don't remember what it was. Step one, identify your knowledge, attitudes, skills, and beliefs that make you qualified to be a great real estate agent. Why would you want to work with you? Is the best way to say that. Step two, transfer the value you provide and the value of the KW and your market center into the benefits for your client. So in my market, no one sells more homes than Keller Williams agents. For Keller Williams entirely, 1 out of every 5 homes is sold by a Keller Williams agent. Do you think we know what we're doing, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, did you know that 1 out of every 5 homes is sold by a KW agent? Okay. Step three, build your value proposition statement. What does that look like? What does that feel like, right? Okay. All right. Don't forget your 10, 10, 10. 10 conversations, 10 contacts added, 10 handwritten notes. I'm going to pause right there. Let me tell you about my first session of Ignite back in the day. I did Ignite and the 10 handwritten notes. I had one note card that turned into 3 transactions. Actually, 3 transactions and a pre-approval because I just got a pre-approval. I can look. Hold on. Today. Oh, my phone is dead now. I got a pre-approval today from that note card I sent back in, I think, 2016, 17. Because that one person has led me to 3 transactions, and now I'm going to be working on my fourth one. People don't care how much you know, they care how much you care. I think I said that right. Okay. All right. Session 4. I think we're not going in order. I just did the sessions that they assigned to me and the date and what was on my calendar. Enrichments. These are your enrichments. Enrichments are like the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. My handwritten notes are easy. You want to know what they say? Happy New Year. Hope you have a year full of like what did I say this time? I'll tell you what my spring one says. Happy spring, wishing you a season of joy and sunshine. Love your favorite realtor, Shwana. Mine are simple. Super simple. I'm not asking for business. I just want them to know. No, they're not KW. You go on the Amazon and you get those blank ones. It's 200 in a box for I think 14.99, and you write whatever you want. And yes, I mailed them. Let me tell you. Um 1, 2, 3. I think it was 3 of my listings this year. I had 3 listings. 3 of the listings I went to this year, they all had the note card. One was on the sofa on their little armrest thing, and then the other 2 were on the refrigerator. So the whole thing with note cards is top of mind. You just want them to see your name. All right, we have 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. Hold on. No, I'm not. Here's your eval. This is session 4. You know my name. If it was great, give me a 5. If it wasn't great, you don't know my name. I'm going to leave that up there. All right. So what am I supposed to get, Scott? Hold on. Reminder about the sample text for DTD2. Okay. Since my phone is dead, hold on. Let me turn this back off of Do Not Disturb. Okay. All right. Does everybody have the feedback? Because I gotta stop sharing for a second. Okay. All right. Ooh-wee, this is hard. Courtney, I'm telling you, girl, this new computer is fun, but not fun when you have to learn how to redo things. Where is... Here we go. Escape. Haha. Okay, where's my notes section? And canned text. How do I find it? Where's the search button? Oh, there it is. Canned text. All right. So I'm going to read it to you and then I'll put it in the chat. It says, "Hi, blank. It's Shawana. Hopefully you remember me. I was cleaning out my phone and came across your contact. I hope all is going well, my friend, and you're living life." That's it. Copy. So remember, I was in retirement for 6 years. Yes, it's a Mac. Can you tell? Um, I was in retirement for 6 years, and so I talked to my database, but not a lot. Hold on, and enter. Oh, nope, hold on. There we go. Do you guys see that? I had everybody on smart plans, but I wasn't talking to my database or texting my database. That was my way of getting conversation started. "Hey, Courtney, it's Shawana. Hopefully you remember me. I was cleaning out my phone and came across your contact. I hope all is going well and living life." That was easy. And then I have another one. Hold on. I use ChatGPT a lot to help me with those. Hold on. Where is the other one? Here is how I actually got 2 appointments. Two buyers, actually. Hold on. This one. Okay. And this actually could work right now because the interest rates did just dip a little bit. So one of my buyers right now came from this script. Yeah, Gibbs came from that script. So I sent this to a past client, actually, Toya, right there. Sent it to a past client. She texted me back and said, "Hey, my brother is looking to buy. Can you help him out?" He's pre-approved right now, and we are looking at houses. And that was the script. So if they say no, great. I know their interest rate typically, and they may need to refinance. Because back when I was selling real estate, some people were at 7, 8, 9%, right? If they bought like I bought a newer house in 2023 and my interest rate was 7.9. We're down to like 5.99 or 6% right now. So yeah, if I was in someone's database, that would be a great text message to send to me. I may not know somebody, but I may need to refinance. And you, as the real estate agent, can save somebody a lot of money. Okay, there you go, Scott. Those are my two. What is it? Before we get off,